I apologize for not uploading at the usual time today. I felt a little bit under the weather. I had the gloomies. Also made me appreciate how difficult it must be to be a weatherman. Can you imagine? You're the weatherman, you're about to go live, and you find out that your mom died. And your dog couldn't get out of the fire. And you're like, what do you mean, my dog? My mother? And we are live with today's weather forecast. How's it going, America? You know, like, it must be a job that definitely requires a lot of disconnect in order to do it properly. But I did find this article which salvaged me because I was like, what on earth can I talk about today? I didn't prepare. For once in my life, I didn't do the homework. And luckily, this article came to the rescue. How to cope if your mental health is suffering because of the election result. And what we have here is a person of color with very, very dirty pants. I do not understand why the creator of this picture wanted to have the pants with like yellow smudge here and brown stuff here. I guess like the gloomies from the election made it impossible for them to clean their pants. Oh no! Look, it's it's a very poorly photoshopped picture. It's the stars that are overlapping with this person's pants and making them look really dirty. Yikes! Not a good look, as they say. Are you suggesting that minorities are dirty people? Metro.cock? Huh? Like, why are you doing this? But anyway, right, so this election campaign has been tough. I love how journalists are talking about as if they were actually there campaigning. Oh, never mind, they were. Yeah, the journalists are over. We now have the journalist activists replacing them. A relentless, inescapable news cycle with commentators spitting insults at each other night and day. Toxic debates on every social media platform, and racismus being leveraged for political point scoring. This must be the most red pill journalist that I have ever read from in my life. Like, this person has managed to transcend the matrix and realizes that racismus is just a tool that is being leveraged by the political elites in order to do political point scoring. Would you have expected a journalist to be this woke? Huh? Maybe it's just a Freudian slip, like they're starting to realize. No, but seriously, if I were to legitimately fight against racismus, the thing that would piss me off the most would be to see people using the word as political point scoring, because you're watering down the definition, you're making it less serious than it's supposed to be. But amidst the vitriol, there was still hope. Hope for policies that put human beings first. Hope for kinder politics. Oh no, kinder politics. This is what they are. Kinder politics. As the Germans like to say. Kinder means child. Politics for children. And many people woke up this morning to find their hopes dashed in the most brutal manner. So what she is implying is that kinder politics and politics that puts the human being first are only left-leaning. The right-wingers of Britain, they don't put kinder first. They're horrible people. Just absolutely dreadful. Again, you need to understand that the right-wingers in the United Kingdom are really far to the left compared to the right-wingers that are in the United States. So just you can have a comparison. If they think this about their politicians, what do you think they think about yours? And by the way, this is not what the people in the United Kingdom think. The people in the United Kingdom have voted. We know how they think. This is how the journalists in the United Kingdom think. The distinction needs to be made. And we got some really nice cherry-picked commentary. I was a mess this morning, says Haley, a company director who lives in London. Okay, so a bourgeoisie person. I've been anxious all week. I can barely breathe today. I booked a therapy session for today as I knew I would need it. Another bourgeoisie person, like in order to afford having a therapy session on demand, like, yeah, I want it today. I need the therapy today. That costs money. I wouldn't be able to afford it. She says that her anxiety symptoms have been exacerbated and relentless toxic news, and as a result, she's seeking help from a mental health professional, another bourgeoisie person. No, seriously, like poor people cannot afford. It's not that you can't afford to go to a mental health professional, right? But it's the fact that you don't have time to. Like, I remember when I was working 12 hours a day, when did I have the time to see the medical health professional? When do you guys think? Especially when I guess they might be getting a lot of clientele nowadays, judging by these quotes. That's not the only thing she is doing. Harley is taking steps to distract herself and returning to tried and tested methods to boost her mood. I'm throwing myself into work to keep me busy and distract myself. I'm also heading to the gym as it makes me happy. How much free time does this person have? What exactly is she working as? Also, and by the way, why do I care about this Harley? Who is this Harley person, and why do we care? Like, is she a public figure? Is she someone that is important? It's like, no, this is Harley. This is her life. This is public news. What I love about it is that they keep saying it's a symptom. It's a symptom of a country more polarized than it has ever been. No, it seems that 2/3 of the country have joined in unison to say fuck labor, and the rest of the third is the ones that are very loud, and it makes it seem like what they are having to say is acceptable, and their opinions are the most popular when the election shows that they aren't. No, they're not popular. They're very few people, and most of them seem to work in the media or are in London. But anyway, right, so I don't care about Harley. I don't know who she is. I genuinely don't see why I should care. As a father of 3, Rob says the result made him anxious for the future. Well, Rob, maybe you should get married, and then you're going to have 2 incomes in the household, and you should stop relying on the government. You literally would stop caring who gets elected if you actually had 2 incomes in the house. Just say. A future without nation healthcare, without free movement through the EU, without support should they fall on hard times, says Rob. Well, Rob, I'm going to help you relax. See, you don't need to go to a mental healthcare practitioner, Rob. You come to me, I relax you. First of all, no one is going to shut down the NHS. Okay, you can still pay your taxpayer money every month, even though you don't need the service. You'll still pay your taxpayer money for the NHS. You can breathe easily, Rob. Second thing, the people from the EU has proposed that people from Britain who want to maintain their EU citizenship can still do so. Now, I don't understand how this will work. They'll probably going to have to iron it. Maybe I'm going to make a new video to talk about that. But you're going to still have free movement through the EU, Rob. Your kids, when they grow up, they can leave you all alone in Britain, old, with no one to bring you a glass of water when you're on your deathbed, right? Like at 89 years of age. You can have your kids leave Britain. It's great. You know, I'm telling you this as a Romanian who constantly has to see families being broken apart because of this free movement that you glorify. It's perfect. Absolutely brilliant. You're going to be able to still do it. See, I have fixed Rob. Thank you, Metro, for giving me the opportunity to fix Rob and alleviate his complaints. He's also self-employed at the moment, which makes him anxious on the whole scenario. So what I like to point out is that a party is called Labour, right? Like by the name, you would think it represents the working class. You know, the people that are the ones doing the labor. But from what I see, the most anxious people and the people most upset about the results are bourgeoisie, middle class, and in some cases business owners. And I find that really funny. I find that really amusing that the right wing in Britain has managed to steal the platform from the left. Seriously, if people would read more Karl Marx, you would actually realize that he would be called far right today, simply because he does talk about how the Irish immigrants were destabilizing the English workers. It's just like, you know, when you start reading some Karl Marx, it's like, what the hell was this guy? How far right was this gentleman? But anyway, right, so you have to make time for family and friends in order to avoid, I guess, losing mental health over the elections. You need to relax, you need to swim, listen to music, taking your dog for a walk. Again, like these sound to be like people who have a lot of free time on their hands. Jesus, and I know that what I'm saying isn't resonating with some people, and I think like some of you viewers will say, well, what do you mean, V? It's like, if I listen to music, am I a bourgeoisie person? It's like, look, when you're actually doing some of the most low-paid jobs in society, all right, whether it is working, and I'm not even going to say factory, because factory is a good paid job. If you're working as a moderator on Facebook, if you're working for an IT company, if you're working for a fast food joint, and you're spending 12 hours a day, you will not have time to do these things. You literally will not. I have been through it. All right, like maybe in your country things are better, which would be great. But if you're in Eastern Europe and you are the most vulnerable people of society, when you hear that someone has time to go for swimming and have like just mental health psychologist on demand, yeah, that is a wealthy person. At least a person that's wealthier than I used to be. Look after your physical health and use your support network. Again, like speak to your doctor, get the treatment, blah, blah, blah. Wow, the salt is just unable to stop flowing. There are such rich veins of salt over these elections on the Twitter. It's not even funny. Look, even people are laughing about it in the comment section. Look, it's not just me, is it? Okay, I just wanted to know. This is usually why journalists give the comment section disabilities and disables them, because of people like this. Like people are saying, delicious salty. But anyway, right. Let me know what you think, and I'll do a better video tomorrow, I promise. This one was a little bit something that I did in order to keep you entertained for the day, but tomorrow it's going to be a better one. I do have something planned. So I'll see you guys then.